What do you guys think the character changed from the beginning of the book to the end?
I said Rosie didn't just want to lose weight. Yeah, Rosie didn't just lose weight like from the beginning, but she also found someone who loves her, Kyle, and she also realized/learned that her mom really does care about her. The running helped her weight, but I think the cancer in a way caused her to be more open and forgiving to her mother, like forgive her for like when she didn't stand up for her and stuff.
Yeah. And like I really agree with I think at the beginning of the book she didn't really think anybody would ever like her. And so she kind of realized that if she really was like nice to everybody and like people were nice to her, then that meant they were their friends. So
I said Rosemary changed in the beginning of the book when like she lost weight and she gained relationships. And I think the cause of this is because Rosemary became more confident in herself and she became willing to try new things.
I thought that like in the beginning she was more insecure and shy about herself because she was like everyone was like kind of mean to her, but like towards the end she started realizing that people like her.
And I think she also started out a lot harder on herself. Like in the beginning she talked about how like she implied that she really hated herself and the way she looked, but then she kept on eating, and she never really did anything about it. But then in the end, after like people came along to help her, she realized that she could change herself if she really wanted to. And that's what she did. And then she started to like herself a lot more. She started treating herself better. So
yeah. So she kind of like gained confidence.
Yeah.
I'm just writing down what you guys are saying. Are we all good to move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the theme of the book, and what evidence throughout the book is to support the theme? Okay, so I think the theme of this text is you are never alone. Someone will always care about you. If you stop and turn around, you'll see someone always has your back. Not literally. But how, like, at the end of the book, it's saying basically hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings in the tune without the words and never stops at all. Basically, like, hoping that people do.
I said that the theme of the book was don't judge a book by its cover because Rosemary was overweight, but she was still like a nice person, and some people made fun of her while others got to know her, and those people like became her friends.
And to build off of that, it's also like she's super sad.
Yeah.
How they were talking about that.
I think she was really smart and all that, but she didn't really know it. So she didn't really know what to do with her smarts because she didn't even know she was smart.
Yeah.
And then I said, all habits can be broken with hard work and motivation. That was my theme because in the beginning of the book, she had a really bad habit of overeating and all that and eating her problems away. But then once she got the motivation of KK and Kyle and her mom and her aunt and everybody else who was like friends with her and wanted to like be by her side, she kind of got motivated to start running and just live a better lifestyle. So
that was good. So all bad habits can be broken with hard work
and motivation.
I said to be confident in yourself because like in the beginning she was kind of like unsure if she could lose the weight, and yeah, but then she started like running and stuff.
Yeah.
And like in the beginning, she kind of had like a bad attitude towards it, and then she like changed it.
Yeah, she started to have like a bad attitude towards, like she talked about, I think she said that she didn't like KK.
She like thought KK was like all snobby.
Yeah, Yeah.
and mean and like ruler and
Yeah, but she wasn't the mean one. It was like Misty and Tara. Yeah, all of them who were making fun of her. But KK would like laugh at her jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
she like encouraged her.
yeah,
To,
yeah.
like, and also,
and in the beginning, like to base off of how she was insecure. Remember how like it said how she like showed up late and how her teacher gave her like the I hate fat people look.
Yeah.
Like she was insecure about like what people thought, and she just thought everybody saw her as the fat girl.
Yeah, like she thought that if someone gave her a weird look, then it meant that
Her weight.
yeah, that it went straight to her weight, no other barrier.
Aspects.
Yeah, like it was just they think I'm fat because they gave me a weird look. Like, but then in the end, she kind of thought, maybe if they do look at me weird, it's not because they think I'm fat, it's because of something else. Maybe they are even complimenting me on something like that.
so what did you like about the book?
So what qualities of the story made it memorable? Okay. For me, I said the qualities of the story for me that made it memorable was the description in the author's like writing. Like when it was talking about how she put on her like tight t-shirt and like her shorts and how like she was running on the treadmill, I could like completely picture it. It kind of made me feel like I was sweating and on the treadmill running. So that it was very descriptive and you felt like I was at the salon like hearing all this noise around me, hearing what people were saying, and good figurative language too to like describe. Like,
Yeah, they even though it was all like similes, most of it at least, it still really helped me understand what she was saying.
Definitely.
And then I also said, she made it so that it kind of like, even though I wasn't Rosemary or like friends with Rosemary, I could still really understand what Rosemary was going through.
Yes.
And she made it sound like I was Rosemary or something, even though I'm not. Like, it just made me feel like when Rosemary said something mean about herself, it made me feel sad or something because I felt bad for Rosemary. Stuff like that. So she really described it well enough so that it made me feel like I was like friends with Rosemary or something like that.
I said that I liked how the author used figurative language and it helped me understand like to what degree something was like. For example, like on page 90 when it said rain pounding the metal roof like it was nickels.
Yeah.
I knew that it was raining very hard, like rain the nickels in the roof.
And for like the summary, how it's like talking to her and how on page like 29 it says how like Heidi or Hidia or whatever, like my voice like I nearly jumped out of my skin, stuff like that. I could like feel it. And how she said I could picture like when she was saying like the pounds away, it would melt the fat like hot wax. Like a kind of picture like a candle.
Yeah.
And then comparing it to that.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of like Maggie's. Like I liked how they described things and actually felt like you were right there. It also was cool how they told you how Rosemary was feeling, so you aren't guessing what she's feeling. Like you know she's sad about something.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you say again?
You said like
I said I liked how she used
feeling, and you said kind of like descriptive.
Yeah. I said how it helps you like understand what she's going through. And then
my questions was
no, you can go ahead.
I said, why does Grandma Georgina always call Rose Warren and Rose Garden by their full names? Like, she called Rosemary, like, Rose Garden, and Rosemary's mom, Rose Warren. So, like,
I don't know.
Maybe just to like so they don't get confused. Why do they have different last names?
Sorry, but I think it's also because, like, I know my grandma calls me Catherine because she kind of thinks that if your name is Catherine, then you should go by Catherine or something like that.
so like, go by your full name.
Yeah.
For that, I remember how they have different last names.
I think it's just Rose Garden Good.
Yeah, Rose Goodyear, yeah.
And then Rosemary Good. Like, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But,
Oh yeah, it's their middle name.
yeah.
So for mine, why does KK drink the wine coolers if she's all about like health and running and eating healthy?
Yeah,
Because like
well,
that's so healthy.
Maybe like since she doesn't like her dad isn't like really supportive.
Like I said, that like peer pressure.
Yeah, like, I think it was peer pressure, a lot of it, but also because didn't KK's like mom die or something?
She ran away.
Okay, ran away. I think when she ran away, then she kind of got into the wine coolers because even though she had the running and all that to help her, I don't think it was enough. And so she also started like drinking and all that, and then she got in the habit of it and all that. Just like Rosemary got in the habit of eating whenever she had stress or something. So
Yeah, so KK was probably like drinking the alcohol to like drown.
yeah, exactly. And even though she was running and stuff like that, it also came from like the Blue Verge peer pressuring her probably, and like she couldn't really, she felt like she couldn't control it. So.
Yeah.
And then I had a question. I didn't know what it meant whenever it said, what does it mean? What does she mean when Rosemary says, "I hoped the last line was true," and it was
The poem.
in the poem? Yeah.
It never stops at all. Maybe that, like, hope it never goes away, like with her mom's cancer, that, like, she will survive and that hope will always be there for her mom.
And with Kyle, like
Kyle,
she
yeah.
doesn't want him to like break up.
That's what I thought. Like I said, that it meant that maybe she wanted to continue to try to get the best out of life. So.
And like continue being healthier than she was.
My question was would Rosemary still have lost all that weight if KK and Kyle wouldn't have like motivated her?
She may have lost some of it, but I think Kyle and KK was like a big part
Yeah,
of
definitely.
her like self-motivation.
And also, because, like, I don't think if KK came along that she would have started to run.
Yeah.
And even though she did use the pounds away and all that, that probably would have only done a little bit of the part that she, like, lost.
And like to build off of like what you said, my question was, did the therapy really help Rosie lose weight, or did the exercise, pounds away, and healthy eating really make her lose the weight?
Well, technically it was only the pounds away and the running and all that, and eating healthy, exercising, yeah. But I think that the therapist, what was her name again?
Mrs. Dr. Willis?
I forget what it was. Something, yeah, anyway. I think that also helped motivate her because she could really get all of her feelings out. And
She wasn't like concealing them.
yeah, and then she kind of, again, that kind of, yeah, like then all the stress was out, so she didn't have to eat.
Exactly. So like all of her feelings were out, which made her focus on like her and her health, like not just her weight, but like her health.
Yeah, exactly.
On page 222, when Rosemary's mom was like telling her how she might die, one of my questions was like, did Rosemary's mom actually think she was going to die?
I think that she was, I don't think she really thought she was going to die, but I think that she was just, like it said, preparing for the worst. So I think she knew that there was like a decent chance that she could have died, but there wasn't like a ginormous chance, but still.
Yeah, so she probably wanted to make sure that Rosemary would be okay as she could.
Yeah. And then another question I had was, do you think Rosemary's hopes/wishes came true? Like she talked about, I hope by next Christmas I've lost more weight, and then I hope by next Christmas and stuff like that. Do you think that really all of that came true?
Probably like most of it, like the weight thing, she probably lost more weight with Kyle and